Picture a cold February afternoon in 1957. In the far outskirts of Philadelphia, a teenage boy slips through tangled brush chasing after a rabbit. There's a rustle, a shape half buried in the thorns. Not fur, but cardboard. The boy kicks it open and freezes. Inside is the small, bruised body of a child, no more than 4 to 6 years old. Naked, battered, his arms folded over a plaid blanket, as if someone laid him to rest, kitty, and then abandoned him like trash. That cardboard box once carried a baby bassinet. Instead, it became his coffin. When the boy runs to tell police, the story that follows doesn't just shock Philadelphia. It haunts America for generations. No missing child report fits. No school, no family steps forward. He becomes a ghost before he ever had a chance to grow up. And from that day on, headlines call him the boy in the box, America's unknown child. Chapter 1. The discovery that shattered a city. On February 25, 1957, the woods off Susquehanna Road turned into a crime scene, crawling with stunned detectives and wide-eyed reporters. They found the boy's tiny frame wrapped in a cheap plaid blanket. His hair had been roughly chopped off. Not at a barber, but hacked off in chunks. Bits of hair still clung to his shoulders and skin, like whoever did it was in a rush to disguise him. He weighed only 30 pounds. He was severely malnourished. Bruises covered his head and body, signs of long-term abuse, not just a single blow. Some bruises were fresh, others were older, fading into yellow. He had scars on his ankle, groin, and chin. Nearby, police found the box, traced to a J.C. Penney store in Upper Darby. It once held a baby bassinet. They tracked down every sale but got nowhere. No record, no paper trail, no receipt matched the timeline. Detectives took the boy's fingerprints, footprints, dental impressions. Nothing turned up. Posters went out with gas bills to 500,000 homes. The story made national news, but the phone never rang with the answer they prayed for. No mother came forward. No father knocked on the police station door. The boy was as alone in death as he was in life. Chapter 2. A name that never came. Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned to years. Detectives worked shifts at the precinct, then went home and stared at the boy's face taped inside their wallets. Some officers grew old with that picture in their pocket. They swore they'd solve it before they died. Newspapers nicknamed him America's unknown child. When they buried him, the town raised money for a gravestone. It read, "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." For the neighborhood kids who grew up nearby, the boy in the box was an urban ghost story. They dared each other to sneak through the woods. Some whispered he was still there, searching for the family that never claimed him. The truth was worse. He had no voice to tell what happened. No parents to speak for him. A silent victim whose tiny grave would gather flowers every year, left by strangers who couldn't bear to forget him. Chapter 3. Theories that wouldn't die. Over the years, tips flooded in. Psychics tried to help. Reporters dug up rumors, but nothing cracked the case wide open. Theory 1. The foster home. A local psychic claimed she was led to a foster home just a few miles away. Rumors already swirled that the family there was cruel, that they took in unwanted children and didn't always treat them like family. Neighbors remembered a mysterious boy who seemed to appear and vanish. Police searched the property, found blankets eerily similar to the one in the box, but no evidence, no confession. Theory 2. The hidden child. Some believed he was an unwanted pregnancy, born out of wedlock in an era when shame could ruin an entire family. Better to hide him away, never enroll him in school, never tell the world he existed. When he died, they simply dumped him. Better a scandal buried than secrets revealed. Theory 3. Sold and forgotten. Dark rumors linger that he may have been trafficked. Passed from one abusive caretaker to another, never recorded, never loved. Every theory ended the same way. Silence. No proof, no charges, no final word. See Chapter 4. The woman with the darkest story. In the late 1990s, a woman known only as M stepped forward. Her story was terrifying. She claimed her own abusive mother bought the boy, raised him in secret, tortured him for years. She said she watched him thrown against the floor in a rage, heard the crack that ended his short life. Terrified, they bathed him, cut his hair, wrapped him in the blanket, and dumped him like garbage. Her story fit the wounds. It fit the timeline. Detectives leaned in, but when they tried to find evidence, photos, relatives, records, nothing connected. M's memories were all they had. Was she telling the truth? Or had the decades warped her mind? No one knows. But her story remains one of the few that felt close to the awful truth. Chapter 5. DNA, the Cold Case War. Breaks open for decades. The boy in the box stayed unidentified. A name on no birth certificate, a ghost in every cold case file. But then science changed everything. In 1998, detectives exhumed his tiny body to collect DNA. The first attempts failed. The degraded tissue was too fragile, but they never gave up. Years later, new genetic genealogy tools cracked cases once thought impossible. The Golden State Killer, long missing Jane Doe's. So they tried again. In 2019, a breakthrough, partial DNA strong enough to run through public ancestry databases. By 2022, investigators found a match, a living relative who led them to his name, Joseph Augustus Zarelli, born January 13, 1953. After 65 years, America's unknown child had a name. But the person who stole his life? Still a question mark. Who abandoned him? Who left him naked, battered, and alone in a box meant for babies? Chapter 6. The boy in the box lives on. Joseph's grave now bears his true name. But his story isn't closed. Forensics may one day reveal whose hands ended his life. Secrets kept for 6 decades have a way of slipping when DNA won't stay buried. Neighbors still leave flowers on his grave. Detectives still whisper his name when they promise to solve cold cases no one else can. He was a child no one claimed, but now he's everyone's child. A ghost who won't let America look away. So, who do you believe killed Joseph Augustus Zarelli? Was it a family that hid him? A foster home that failed him? Or a stranger who slipped away? Drop your theory in the comments, because every voice keeps his story alive. Subscribe for more real-life horror, unsolved murders, and the hidden victims that deserve their names back. And share this, so America's unknown child is never lost in the dark again.